Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of MagicReview.com. It's early. Now, it's 8:40, which most of you are like, what? That's not early. Yes, when you're a freaking vampire like me, that's early. My biological clock or whatever is backwards. It thinks day is night, night is day, which is why most of the stuff I post is at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. But for whatever reason, like 7:30ish this morning, my brain just said, "Boop, get up, it's time to get up." And I'm like, all right, fine. I got up, showered, and bam, here I am about an hour-ish later. So today we are reviewing Unshuffled. This is by Anton James. The short version is 5 stars, stone status of gem. Let me show you the effect. Bust out the cards here. Let me make sure I got this right. I do not have it right. There we go. All right. So let me tell you, I'm actually quoting Anton James now. All right. This is a little bit funny to me. He said, I wanted to come up with an effect where you spread the deck, show that it's clearly shuffled, and then all you do is turn the deck around, and the cards will be all in new deck order. That is what Anton James said, and that is what you get. Why I find that funny is because it's as if he felt. Now, I'm going to sound like I'm mocking him, and I don't mean to be. He seems like a nice guy. I don't know him personally. I'm not trying to mock him. But what it sounded like to me is like he felt he invented that effect. And he also felt, it seems as if he also felt that he invented the solution. I reviewed just not too long ago the OCD Deck by SansMinds. You might remember me showing you the bottom of the deck, how it was marked. It's the exact same effect and the exact same method. There is no difference. In fact, frankly, even though I gave the SansMinds a 4.5 star rating, I'll talk about that in a minute, rather than a 5 star, I liked their deck better. The 4.5 star trick, I liked the deck better. There's a couple of little things they've added to this deck that I really, really liked. You want to learn about that? Go read that review. Anyway, so you don't get a couple of the nice little subtleties in Anton James's deck, but all in all, this is a better product. The Unshuffled is a better product. First, let me continue my. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I told you I'm never up this freaking early. Let me just continue my little point about this effect and method. The effect, I did not do the digging on this. If I were publishing something about this, I certainly would take the time. But for the review, I'm not going to bother doing it. So, but the effect I know is older, and the method I also know is older, much older than these two guys, Tsai and Anton James. So I just found it a little funny that they both sort of seemed to, particularly Anton James, both sort of seemed that they were the inventors of the concept, which I don't know, I just thought that was funny, because they're not. Also, there was something else. See, guys, it's too early. And I've already done 3 takes on this. Yeah, 3 takes. So I'm just going to let it roll, man. I don't care. Anyway, I will remember the other thing I was going to say about that in a moment. So let's move on to why Unshuffled got 5 stars instead of 4.5 like the SansMinds product did. First, there's a little quick thing here. I'm kind of obscured a little bit, but there's a little cheat sheet in here that's very cool and very useful. But the biggest thing is this DVD is an hour long. The SansMinds DVD, 9 minutes. 9 minutes. That's it. Now, in those 9 minutes, you get how to use the deck, you get how to handle the deck and everything, and there's everything you need to know to use the deck for the one effect that's in the trailer. This, however, has a ton of stuff. In fact, in hindsight, maybe I should have given SansMinds 4 star if I'd known I'd be comparing this in the future, which reminds me of the thing I forgot a moment ago. SansMinds actually came out 3 months before this one did. So he wasn't even first to the market. He may have developed it first, but he wasn't even first to the market. So again, back to the humor about who created this first. Now, am I rambling? Yes, I am. Deal with it, people. Okay, I promise I won't do any more 8 o'clock in the morning videos. So anyway, let me tell you some stuff that's on this Unshuffled DVD. Just this one item alone, there is the handling of John Bannon's, the Bannon Triumph, also known as the Played Straight Triumph. And if you do that effect, you own next, and you buy this deck, you will switch to this method. It's awesome. Obviously, the advantage of Bannon's method is you don't need a gimmick deck. This, you need a gimmick deck. But it's awesome. The handling on this, there's one extra nice little subtlety that you can do. I wouldn't even call it subtlety. It's a big thing that you can do using this deck that you cannot do with the original handling. That alone's worth it. There's some really cool stuff you can do that he shows you with the Zero Shuffle. Let me see if there's a list of stuff. There's not. There's just a ton of things. There's a whole section on how to, obviously when I turn the deck like that, as a magician, you probably figured out what the method is. And that's not exactly a magical moment. Look, I'll turn the deck and it changes. So that's not the way you want to present that to your audience. On this DVD, they teach several different ways to turn the deck secretly, but that are very open. Just casual ways to handle the cards that makes it very that makes it invisible that you're turning the deck around. There's 2 or 3 different presentation sort of angles or hooks that I thought were kind of clever that he teaches. There's tons and tons and tons and tons of stuff. It was an hour long and it was great. He presents it very well. He's a very smart guy, very nice guy, pretty laid back, casual guy. Guy I'd kind of like to meet someday, or the kind of guy I'd like to meet someday. Anyway, there's also a whole bunch of stuff that you can do if you take out a couple of the gimmick cards and put in some regular cards, and he's got a bunch of routines you can do it that way. On and on and on. There's just tons and tons and tons of stuff. So in a perfect world, I would want this disc and the SansMinds deck, which I have because I got them both for review. Neener, freaking neener. But for the rest of y'all, if you don't want to invest in both of them, get this one. The few minor things that are not in this deck that are in the SansMinds deck, it's not worth getting the SansMinds DVD over this DVD. This DVD is the one to get. Now, if you really do want the SansMinds deck, then fine, get both of them. But if I gun to my head and I had to pick one or the other, bam, no question about it. This is the one I'd get. One other funny thing that I didn't notice right away, right on the front of the deck, look what it says. Unshuffled. Yeah, right there on the front. So, again, you can very easily find this deck, much like the SansMinds deck. Long story short, I'm saying this is a good purchase, definitely. If you're if you're a coin guy or you don't like the effect of a shuffled deck becoming unshuffled, why are you watching this review? Doesn't matter. Who cares what I think about the quality of a product that you'll never use because you don't do card tricks? Anyway, that's it, guys. We'll stop rambling. Let's get to the moment that we've all been waiting for. Random iTunes song of the moment. And by the way, I've bought a bunch of stuff recently to add to my list. I've gotten quite a bit more. So I'm really digging those piano remakes of some of the heavy metal bands that I'm a big fan of. And I think 1 or 2 of them come up in the past random iTunes song of the moment. So let's see if we can get one today. And we did. Yes. Sweet. We got a Pink Floyd one. This is Goodbye Blue Sky, but it's a cover of that by Vitamin Piano Series. It's just a beautiful piano piece. I don't know if you can hear it. That's set in for a moment. Yes, very cool concept. These guys have done Metallica, they've done Pink Floyd, they did just a bunch of other things. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And last but not least, make sure you click the link below to get yourself over to magicreview.com and read the whole review for this 5-star awesome product, Unshuffled. Peace over and out.